Susie Suster. Don't adjust your whatever device you're hearing this on. It's me, live and in stereo. No return engagements, no encore, and this time, absolutely no requests. Get a snack, because I'm about to tell you the story of my life, or my season. More specifically, why my playoff hopes ended.
Spoilers.
Cape, Cody, Ian, AZ, Keister. What is up, fans and coaches of the All-Star Showdown League? It's everyone's favorite coach. That is not a opinion. Susie, back at it with another playoff implications video with my trusty lackey and sidekick, or I guess lesser than a sidekick, Hutch,
What's up, guys?
for the Week 12 playoff implications video. And let's go right into it. And I may have had spoilers in my intro. Hutch informed me that I did, but I didn't realize that when I was planning my intro. And I planned this about an hour ago, so I put a lot of thought into it. So I feel kind of offended that it was wrong, but we're going to roll with it, okay?
That's what
Thanks. So the first team we have currently in 14th is the shitstorm of the league, the Denver Numals, coached by the master, more like the loser. Ha ha. 0-12, -31, 7 games back, been eliminated since about week, 8th or something like that. Blake has
Roughly.
he should have at least 4 wins. I think at least 5. It's hard to go back and say what games he should win, but
Oh, my turn? Okay. So
no. It's not your turn. It's not your turn. Shut up. I heard you whisper something. So Blake has had a lot of chances this year to capitalize on and win some games. He's done really bad. Coming off 2 very tough losses where he's competed with 2 of the best coaches in the ASL. So I think
thanks.
Blake needs is on there. Just AZ. AZ, you're pretty dope, dude. But Hutch, he's overrated.
This is true.
But your last game is against Cam. If you lose this game, you're going to be the biggest meme in the history of the ASL. I'm pretty sure that Hutch is going to go to the Hall of Fame and put down you as worst record ever. Can you please do that if he loses?
No.
Good stat. Why? It's a stat.
I didn't put EN down for best record ever.
He didn't go undefeated, did he?
No, but he went 12-1.
That's because someone could top that. No one can top going winless.
False. They could go with a -70 or -78 differential. So
I highly doubt that's possible.
it is possible.
Tony would only have a -70. Okay. But
Take a few.
or take a few. I think around 50-ish, but so far pick up a win and get ready for the consolation bracket.
Yeah, so like you said, the Master should probably have some wins in that column. And I've said it for a while, I think he is going to pick up a win in Week 13. He's looked like the stronger team compared to Cam for a while now, ever since Cam hit that downward skid in the middle of the season. So, yeah, just try and prevent the 0-13 infamous start and pick up a win over Cam and maybe surprise some people in the playoff in the consolation bracket.
Ed, clap, 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 clap. Hutch is something good for once. Nice job. I'm kidding. I love you, Hutch. Okay, next up is the Washington Whalers, coached by the country boy Cameron. 3-9, -32, 4 games back, and been eliminated for a few weeks now. Cam is coming off 2. Honestly, 2 games he wasn't really in. His play has definitely gotten worse over this season, as you have said. But he has a chance to pick up his 4th win of the year against Blake. One of the best games this week, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to see that battle. And good luck, Cam. It's going to be a very close game, and I don't know which coach has the edge. Because personally, you guys are pretty level from my viewpoint.
Yeah, so we have some pretty nice looking matches that are shaping up for Week 13. This being one of them. Cam and Demaster, like you said, are probably on the same playing field in terms of their skill-wise lately. And Cam started out strong, has not been able to gain that momentum. He's been slowly falling down the hill even more. A nice 4-0 and 5-0 just to decimate his differential. So despite having 3 more wins than Demaster, he has 1 less differential point. That just shows how closer Demaster's games are, and compared to how like blowout like Cam's games are. So I think that's why Demaster will have the edge in this upcoming match. But we've seen crazier things happen in consolation bracket. The 13th overall seed has tended to be a good seed in the consolation bracket for whatever reason. It doesn't make sense, but 13 seed has tended to do good. So
March Madness, bro.
March Madness has more than 14 seeds though.
68 teams now since they
Last time I
expanded a few years
checked.
ago. It has 68 teams, and that's 64 main teams that get in after the first 4. So yeah, I'm smart. Okay. Next up is the Amsterdam where did I go? I jumped like 6 teams down. Next up is sorry for skipping you, Shadow. Okay, don't beat me again.
Flying. Oh my god. Launch down that playoff implication slide.
Just skip like 4 teams, including my own team.
Ooh, more spoilers.
They already saw the weekly recap. It's not a spoiler.
It's technically not. We're like setting up
Okay, so
clues for like, oh, well, if this is this many down, where could Mylan be? Or you skipped Susie, so where could Susie be? We're playing Clue with you guys right now.
We might sell this board game to like people at Hasbro, but we haven't gotten our call back. So if we do, I'll let you guys know. But right now, I don't think it's likely. So yeah,
It's unfortunate.
I don't want to have a 90-minute video because that'd be a television movie, and I don't have any deals secured right now. So it'd just be like not that smart financially for us. So we're not gonna do that yet, and we're just gonna skip ahead really fast. Okay, next up is the PC Barcelona, coached by Shadow. Shadow is 4-8 this year with a -16 differential. He has 3 games back, and he's been eliminated for probably around like 2 weeks right now or something. I'm just bad with numbers. I don't want to do this. I hate math.
Yep.
Okay, so Shadow has had a lot of very good stretches this year where he's fought with some of the best coaches in the league. I mean, he beat me for one, which is insane. I mean, I'm pretty incredible. You straight just blew me back. That's probably my worst loss this year besides Cody because I had no shot in that game. I was just dead turn 2.
What about the game against TJ?
TJ. Oh, wait, don't bring up that name again. This playoff critting, dude. It didn't matter. I know it didn't, but it was the thought that counts. Okay, that's the 3rd worst match I saw here. I just got straight blown back. But you have a lot of good wins over coaches like Hutch, who I know he pays off most of his coaches to get wins. That's a quality win. So you've played very well this year in many spurts, but also like these last 2 weeks, you've also had times where you've slipped up. Disappointing losses over 2 playoff teams, or likely playoff teams, I guess I should say, because we don't know what's locked yet, but it's just probable. Try to pick up another win over Keister in your Week 13 game, and get ready for the consolation bracket. You definitely are one of the favored teams in the consolation bracket, in my opinion, so good luck.
Correction, I don't pay most of the other coaches. I pay all of the other coaches. But no, seriously, I'm not the New England Patriots. I don't pay for my wins. But anyways, we got the PC Barcelona and Shadow, also known as the Pokemon Club Barcelona. And much like Cam, he's still been on that downward skid. Not for as long, like you said, he was only eliminated like 2 weeks ago. It's just lately he's just been getting decimated with a 5-0 and another 5-0. I mean, maybe he can regain some momentum against Keister in this last week. But yeah, Shadow is, despite not having the greatest record, it's still an improvement compared to his 2-11 last year. So yeah, good on you, Shadow. Keep improving. Maybe just get a win or a close game in Week 13 just to stop this really blowout losing streak, if I'm being honest. And maybe pick up some wins in a consolation bracket. And we hope to see you as a playoff team in the future. Oh my god, he's still writing on here.
Oh, I spelled that wrong. Actually, I hate you. Okay. Next up, currently in 11th, is the Utah Hoots team. They're the Dallas Cowboys of the All-Star Showdown League.
That is the most
Gold.
accurate statement you have ever said.
Wait, how? Why?
That is
Because
that is the most accurate statement you've
I
ever
was never
said.
once a dynasty like the Cowboys were in the 90s. I've just always been
Okay,
mediocre
you're the
average.
2000s Cowboys.
I'm the lovable losers, dude.
The lovable losers. Those aren't the Cowboys.
Who's that? The Mets, the Phillies. Who the fuck is that? I'm trying to think of that.
No, it's probably the Mets or the Phillies.
Mets. It's the Mets. It's the Mets. They're the lovable losers. I'm the lovable losers, dude. Except I don't lose that much. Just half my games. Well, coached by me, Susie, the Utah Hoots are 5-7 with a negative 16 differential. Yeah, it's really that bad. Even though I've only lost 2 more games than I've won. I'm coming off a pretty good game in Week 12. I got outplayed. I'm going to be honest. If I would have won that, I would have thought that I should have lost that regardless. It was a close game, but ultimately not being able to get any more health into my Taros cost me the game, as that was like my only physical wall. My whole team dropped, and it was a really good game. AZ looked really good in that one, and we're going to talk about him later, but his playoff hopes are alive now thanks to this game. Game is against the Portland Timbers and Hutch. Most of the time, going against a team with a winning record or a playoff team, I'd be scared. But again, it's Hutch, so he sucks. So I'm not that worried. But expect my record to be 5-8 and negative 22 after that game, because Hutch is actually not that bad. So yeah. Any thoughts on my team?
First step is acceptance. So at number 11, we have the Utah Hoots after dropping about 2 spots in the difference between this week and last week. This is the first game that Susie has lost that wasn't a 4-0 or higher, I think you said.
Can I get a round of applause, please? Like, everyone?
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you. When it was that close, I thought I won it because I've never lost a close game this year. So I thought I was in this. I was like, oh my God, I won this game. And then I lost. I was so confused. But.
Yeah, so 5-7 minus 16. Yes, folks, it is that bad. And yeah, Susie started off really strong on a 5-game losing streak now. Those are the like, it's not the greatest thing to have all your easiest schedule at the beginning of the year, because that's what happened to Susie, and then he played like every playoff team towards the middle and then dropped the 5 games. So, yeah, kind of just got blown back through the middle of the season and never was really able to regain ground. And we'll see if he can pick up a win in the next week. But like Susie said, he's probably going to end with a 5-8 and negative 22.
But I'm pretty sure every year I've been in the ASL so far, which has been 2, I've won either 6 or 7 games. So if I do it again, I'll keep the streak alive and I'll continue being average to mediocre. Let's go.
Season 3, you were 5-8. Season 4, you were 6-7. So.
Oh, then that's not that good of a story anymore. Huh?
I had to shut you down. I'm sorry.
I suck. Oh, I'm sad now. I thought I was 6-7 that year. Oh, come on. Okay, next up is the Golden Boys of the ASL, the Phoenix Flagons, coached by Keister. Keister's 5-7 and minus 14. Originally, you said he was in the playoff race, so I went through while you were talking about Shadow, and I fixed it to eliminated, and I put a little cute message there with the little smiley face for you. So yeah, I try my hardest. I would have given you like an emote, but I'm on the computer, and if I was on my phone though, you would have had like a tongue face there and like just sunglasses. And,
yeah,
like,
we're okay. Just go ahead.
It'd be cute. It'd be like emoji movie.
Stop. Just go.
Well, anyways, Keister has had some great seasons in the ASL, but this will not be one of them. Keister is coming off of 2 bad losses, 2 really fatty L's right there, if I have to say so myself. One more game against Shadow and what should be a fun game for 2 non-playoff teams where I expect a meme off of epic proportions. So good luck in that. I don't know who has better memes, but it's going to be interesting. Keister brings some pretty saucy memes, so that'll be fun to watch.
All right, so talk about the meme part. I remember playing Keister in Season 2 and it both didn't matter for us. He brought some fire memes, so I'm looking forward to it.
His meme game might be the strongest in the ASL, and I say that like Not that
Okay.
hesitantly.
My week 13 game against Cody was kind of fire. That was some meme. That was meme-tastic. But that was last season, so go check that out on Weekly Recap for sure. But
Didn't you blow back in, didn't you blow him back in the playoffs, dude?
I only 6-0'd him with a comp. Which
Whoa!
I still remind him about it this day. But either way, we're
That's
talking
fine.
about Keister. We're not talking about Cody. And
Shut up. It's my segment still. So Keister,
God.
go win this game with your memes, and then go in the consolation bracket, pick up a fatty dub, do it for everyone. Okay. Thanks and good luck.
Okay. So Keister, basically like all of the bottom 5 teams have just been getting destroyed as of late. Keister also taking that as a 4-0-5-0 loss. He got destroyed by Malone this week. He just did not have prep for Mega Kangaskhan. And he'll be playing Shadow next week, so maybe a chance to salvage the season. And like we say for basically every team that's eliminated, just try and get one more. Try out anything that you can. Consolation bracket. And be better for next season.
All right, so we are about like 5 teams in right now.
6. Time for the spicy stuff.
A 6 team now. Well, I'm guessing we're about like 14 or 15 minutes in at the minimum.
16.
Probably 17. 16, okay, yeah.
16.
So we're starting off pretty slow, but don't worry, we'll skip over the bad teams like Hutch and all the teams that beat me, which are all ahead here. So the team currently 9th is the Amsterdam Alakazams, coached by Commander Milan, not Milan, Hutch. If you say Milan again,
I said Milan for like the past week or so. Calm down.
yeah, see, I make good changes in the ASL, everyone. See, I'm a positive influence to everyone. See, I fixed that issue that people have been complaining
Positive
about.
influence for everyone. Go ahead and join the ASL Discord server down below. And based off of what Susie types in chat, let us know if he is a positive influence. We'll let the people decide.
Bracket, check what I say in there. I'm pretty edgy in the silver bracket chat right now.
Wow, off-season hasn't even been announced on YouTube-wise. Susie dropping all sorts of spoilers.
Dude, I'm like
God
Waj,
damn.
Adrian Wojnarowski. I'm like the NBA dude who just drops those Waj.
All right, talk about Milan.
Milan, you're God, but you took over a team, so you kind of were in a big hole. You took a little bit of time to find your footing, but now that you made the team the way you wanted to, you're coming off 2 dominant wins. Who's SBH? Is that TJ?
Yeah.
Go to playoff, probable playoff team. It's kind of hot in Milan. Well, you have one more game against Gran in a game where you might be favored just because you've been so good these last 2 weeks, and you have a team you're very solid with. So that's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm guessing it's going to be a meme off, as since he's 10-2, I believe he has a first round bye. I'm not sure.
We'll get there in a minute. It's pretty much a first round bye.
Yeah,
There's only one scenario where he doesn't get the first round bye. But we'll go over that later.
10-2, it's pretty likely off. So that'll be fun to watch, but
wait,
everyone in the ASL server.
I meant there's only one scenario where he doesn't get the first seed. He has a bye. He's already clinched for that.
Better then. Well, let me say what I was gonna say because you're kind of annoying me now. Just kidding, I love you. But I think if you polled everyone in the ASL server right now, around 90% would say you're the favorite to win the consolation bracket.
I'd say 109.
For us, yeah, I'm gonna give my vote too, and I never vote for anyone in Pick'em besides myself because I'm selfish.
You vote good luck for yourself and not TJ.
I don't vote for other people. I always vote for Blake no matter who he plays. I bet I voted for Blake for over half of the week.
You just don't even look up matchup. You're just like, oh, cool. I'll just click buttons.
I don't look at matchup. I just pick someone. I go, this guy's better. Ooh, Blake's cool. I'll pick him. And then I'll go, ooh, TJ beat me last year, and I could have made playoffs.
Still salty.
Dude, that would have been like my first 6-0 in a legitimate league, and then I had to make a play to try to make sure that I got the 6-0.
Dude, this video is gonna be like 47 hours long.
You guys can just go watch the weekly recap from last year, which should be week 13, and go tell me how you feel about that game between the Utah Hoots and the Slow Bohemians. That's an instant classic right there. and I hate Cloister now. But yeah, and good luck, Milan. I don't know where I trailed off from your whole segment, but yeah, good luck in the consolation bracket.
This entire video is just a rant. All right, so anyways, we got Milan here. Like you were saying, he's probably 90% favored. I think he's 109% favored. In my opinion, out of all of the teams in the consolation bracket, he is the most talented coach in here. Even if AZ stays in here, TJ drops down, TCP drops down, I still think that Milan is the most talented coach in here. I will stand by that opinion. Well, his team might not fit him. I still think he can overcome it and just outplay people. But yeah, he's been on a hot streak lately, and I love that he was able to beat a playoff team, really shaking it up so we don't have a pretty boring video. Because if that didn't happen, we'd have a pretty straightforward and boring video. But there's actually some interesting scenarios that have presented themselves. So yeah, good on Milan for shaking this up, and maybe he'll beat Gran. And there's a extremely high likelihood that that game has nothing to do with anything except for consolation bracket seeding, but we'll get to that later when we get to Gran.
Whoa, dude! There's a new Super Smash Bros. Game. What the heck?
Yeah, I know, it was fire, dude. They're bringing all the characters back. They're releasing some new ones. Who
Play
they're
on DS or only Switch?
It's on Switch. DS doesn't have any more games coming
I'll
out.
have to buy a Switch now. I hate Nintendo. Screw you guys. Die in hell.
Who's coming out? Who's coming out? I gotta go look. You talk about Malone. I can't think
Like
of
you
the
a
name.
lot.
I can't think of the
Malone,
name.
the St. Louis Flaw Blues. He's 5-7 with a -3 differential. That's a pretty good differential for a coach who's lost 2 more games than he's won. You're coming off of a 5-0 against Keister, which is kind of hot. Against the Aussie Kangas Gons, coached by excellent name. That's a terrible name, by the way. Just kidding. I love you, Ian. You're kind of hot. Not really. That's kind of mean to say. No homo. But Malone, you've had a very good season so far. And although you're eliminated from playoffs, you have had a very good season. And I expect you to play a pretty fun game versus EN, which I wish would be a meme off. And I'm pretty sure he has to play for his bye. So it's not going to be a meme off. So sorry, fans. But bracket, you have a solid team. You've played well this year, and you're a team that could make a deep run.
All right, so off topic, but it was Ridley that's joining the thing. But yeah, anyways, they're just bringing back all the characters from every Smash game, which is pretty.
Who's
fantastic.
Ridley?
I forget the name of the game. Anyways, so Malone is at his best season in the ASL yet. While if he loses next week, which I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty likely because he's playing EN. But hey, we've seen crazier things happen from Malone this season. He's pulled out some fantastic W's. But yeah, he had a 5-8 season, so if he loses next week, I think this is still his best season. He's had more impressive wins. He could even go 6-7 if he's able to pull out that victory. But I would say if Milan isn't the favorite in the consolation bracket, Malone has to be up there for one of the favorites in the consolation bracket. He's been playing really well as of late, and it's been really nice to see Malone's play develop. And we say it every year, but Malone is inching very, very close to being a playoff spot, and he's 2 games back on it right now. 2 game back. My grammar's good. So he's 2 games back on it right now, so if he had a couple more games in play, he'd have a chance, but there's always next season.
As you're saying, Malone's a pretty good pick to win it. I'm definitely the fan favorite because I'm America's team, so yeah, I'm the lovable losers. Have the sex appeal that most franchises don't. But...
Ridley's from Metroid.
Oh, nice. You didn't hear what I said. I talked about sex appeal, but okay. I heard. Anyways, the team currently in 7th is the Houston Hoopas, coached by AZ or Az. I don't know what you want to call yourself, AZ. I'm going to call you Az.
It's AZ. It's AZ. It's AZ.
It's Az.
It's AZ.
Az. What is up, Az? Az. 5. That sounds so stupid. AZ is 7-5 with a +1 differential. He's coming off of 2 narrow victories over the Denver Numos and the Utah Hoots against TCP in what should definitely be the game of the week. This game has a lot riding on it. I don't want to say anything because I'm stupid with scenarios, But if TCP loses by a lot, like a 6-0, doesn't that mean he drops below AZ?
No. Or yeah, just read the clinch scenario. It's on the screen.
Guys, I'm kind of illiterate, so. Well, his clinch scenario is AZ needs to beat TCP by 3-0 or better. It wins his game. He needs to beat TCP by 3-0 or better if TG can win his game. Or TJ. TG! I love TG! Where is that guy at?
This entire video is you saying something random, going off on a tangent.
He was like my favorite person in the ASL. Like, Hutch, you're like scum compared to TG.
Thanks, man.
TG was a god. I love TG. Where's that guy at?
I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about AZ now. So,
Then AZ needs to all AZ needs to do is beat TCP. So you have two scenarios, AZ. Make the playoffs. I'm rooting for you. And for the love of God, do to TJ what he did to me last year. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, you read off the scenarios, and both of those scenarios include AZ winning. So if AZ loses next week, that's it. His season's over.
Ouch.
He's thrown down to consolation. If he wins by 3-0 or better, he will clinch, regardless of what happens. Now, if he wins 1-0 or 2-0, then TJ needs to lose. You got me saying TG. So yeah, if TJ wins, then he needs a 3-0 or better. If TJ loses, then AZ needs just a win. So anything needs a win. He's gotta bring his A game against TCP. TCP is also playing for something because TCP is also at high risk of being knocked out of playoffs. 3-0 is definitely doable. And if TCP's confident he can OHKO everything with Explosion, I don't see a reason why he doesn't bring Scarf, Explosion, everything. But we'll see. We'll see if TCP wants to play an action. That's actually horrible. Don't do that. But yeah.
If I had that scenario, I would totally do that. If I had that scenario, I wouldn't even hesitate, dude.
So yeah, AZ is a very real shot at the playoffs, but it all starts with him picking up that win. And yeah, he's got to step up the differential. He beat Demaster 1-0 and he beat you 2-0. So I mean, if we're looking at the pattern correctly, he's gonna beat TCP 3-0, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, the next team we have to talk about is sadly the Slow Bohemians, aka the Dream Killers, aka Susie Slayer 18, aka
the Susie
Cloister
Slayers.
Reverse Sweeper. They're currently in 6th, coached by TJ B1451. TJ is 7-5 right now with a +14 differential, which is crazy good for a 7-5 team. And to make the playoffs, he can win. He makes it. So it's a very favorable scenario for TJ. So all he has to do is do one of those two things. He has one of the toughest matchups out of anyone in this next week against Ian, who is a fabulous coach, a very hot baby. And that should be a fabulous battle in what could end up being a playoff preview to see that game. And yeah, TJ, all you have to do things when you make playoffs. But Peter, I just can't believe how happy I see you get reverse swept by a Cloister, but he doesn't have a Cloister, so.
All right, so talking about TJ here, dropping to number 6 after being number 3, I believe. So interesting stuff there. He did lose this week to Milan. I didn't hear that. It was edited out.
Hey.
See, your ears wanted me. Your ears wanted me to say that, so your ears mentally edited in. That's woke. So, anyways, lost to Milan 5-0 this week. That's gonna put him in risk. The differential doesn't matter at all. His differential is high enough in a way that TJ or AZ can't reach him, because AZ can get to +7 and TJ can drop down to +8. So there's no way that he can reach him differentially. But the record is definitely scary for TJ at this point, because He clinches the playoffs with a win, but that is easier said than done. He plays Ian, which depending how Ian wants to do seeding, Ian might try or he might not try. And if AZ loses, so if TCP wins, TJ's in. If TJ wins, TJ's in. So there's basically only 2 games that really matter for TJ this week. So if AZ happens to lose, then TJ can coast through his final game. It really doesn't matter. He's got a playoff spot. But he could also go for seeding. There's a lot of other things to consider. But yeah, he's not safe yet, despite having a really good differential.
Well said, well said, well said, well said. Also, who put Como on that page? That thing's the heathen.
Dude,
Get out of here.
stop deleting the damn Como. Calm down.
Did I do that last week also?
Yes.
Get out of here, Como. You scum. Get out of here. Currently in 5th is the Hartford Whalers. I believe they won last year. I'm stupid, but yes, right?
Yep. I wonder who they beat.
Crispy Panda. Yes, I do YouTube about playoff implications and standings. I don't even know who won last year. I just know that Hutch choked because he reminds us every single day.
I choked.
TCP is 8-4 with a +6 differential. He is 1 game ahead, and he is sitting in a playoff spot. His scenario is it has to be a 2-0 or a 1-0, or he can also clinch with a win, or a fat L. So TCP is having a great come from behind season where he started off pretty bad. He's had some lows. He even hit the lowest of all lows where he lost the game to me. I know it's pretty bad.
It's not even a game he should have lost. It was an 18.8% chance to lose.
Yeah, exactly. I know I paid a lot, but normally when I pay people, it's only to make it a close game, not for me to win.
Fair enough.
But TCP has been one of the hottest coaches in the league right now. Wins, including one of the best wins of the entire season out of anyone over EN in one of the best played games all season, if not the best played game. I mean, near the end, he was playing very well. That was crazy to watch. His final game versus AZ, and with the way TCP is playing, I think he's favored. But AZ is also a very solid coach, so that should be a spectacular battle to watch, and I am very excited to see either coach make the playoffs. AZ might not make the playoffs still. Whatever, just don't listen to me, okay? Hutch is smart. Hutch, say your thing.
All right, so yeah, TCP here at an 8-4 record. And I know we said in the weeks prior that basically this match will determine whether TCP makes playoffs or not. But the fact that Milan, I didn't finish it. Milan was able to beat TJ. That blows things out of proportion right now, because now we have scenarios for AZ getting in, even if he doesn't win the correct differential. We get TCP winning or getting in, even if he loses. That game shakes up playoffs so much, it's actually insane. But yeah, TCP, it's gonna be pretty difficult for him not to make playoffs. If he's gonna lose, he gets in with a 2-0 or a 1-0, and so yeah, he's got that going for him. He gets in with any form of a win. And he also gets in if TJ ends up losing, because if TJ ends up losing and he wins, then he's in. Or if he loses, that means AZ's in over TJ, and then TJ would fall to the 7 spot. So things are looking good for TCP, considering that he is in control of his own destiny. And if that doesn't work out, he has Ian to help him out to beat TJ.
Well said, like always, my sidekick.
And I choked the finals because I was on tilt. So, number 4, please.
Why is it that every finals match in the ASL for the most part is really bad?
Nah, season 3 was really good.
2 and 4, that sucked.
Season 1 was fantastic of a finals.
2 and 4 were really bad. I know 2 was a lot, 4 was bad too.
4 was much better than 2. 2 was the worst one of all time. 3 was good. 1 was fantastic. 3 was pretty good. That one went down to the wire. And then 4 was meh. And then
I was Keister versus someone.
Keister versus me was 3.
Yeah,
Or
you make it there a lot, but you lose a lot. So
yeah,
I wouldn't know because I don't make the playoffs
yeah.
or have. Huh. Well, anyways, the team currently in fourth is the Arcane Arcanines. And as you can all see, Hutch has written me a nice paragraph down there to read off to all of you viewers who are still tuned in about about 40 minutes later, maybe.
35.
Well, Ian is currently 8-4 with the positive 18 differential. He's one game ahead and he has clinched playoffs. He's coming off of two fantastic wins over Malone and Shadow, both 5-0s. And his final game is versus TJ. Like you were saying, the way he handles this game is going to be interesting. We don't know the way he sees his matchups or the coaches he wants to play, but he may very well not try very hard in this game to get a more favorable matchup. So that'll remain to be seen. But since he's already clinched playoffs, this next game is totally up to on how he wants to handle it. He may very well just go out there and just get blown back and not show any of his innovative prep, or he might just go out there and show us a preview of what he's going to bring in playoffs and get a nice win to get to 9-4. So it's going to be interesting to see. And good luck, Ian. And let's see how you decide to handle Week 13. You're in a good position.
Yeah, so like you said, he's already clinched playoffs, so Ian is basically in the spot that he wants. Once you make playoffs, anything can happen. I mean, you got to figure that you got to beat every team anyways, so once you're in playoffs, seeding is just favorable for how far you can get, but yeah, that might be what he sets himself up for. He's already clinched the playoffs, and for Ian to have a chance at a first round bye, it is still very possible. Ian is going to have to lose his next game, which, keep in mind, is to Malone, and Ian would have to beat him out in differential. Now, Ian is at a plus 24 right now, so if Ian loses 3-0, Ian would have to win 3-0, and then Ian would have a tiebreaker based on head-to-head. And if Ian loses more, then Ian can win less. There's a bunch of different scenarios. But if Ian wins, then Ian has no shot at getting the bye, and I don't think Ian should really play with keeping a first-round bye in mind. I think you should play keeping seeding in mind. And he could play TJ with the intents of, do I want AZ and TCP in the playoffs? Do I want TJ and TCP in the playoffs? So he can decide that based on how much he wants to try, because hopefully this video is telling Ian that he can kind of decide the playoffs from here on out.
If I was him, I would try to get on whatever side Hutch isn't on, because if Hutch gets to the finals, then it's a guaranteed win for Ian.
Pretty much. I would strongly recommend people to try and play me in the finals. It's a free win.
A virtual high five. That was so cool. That was awesome, yeah. That was legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Okay. We have the team currently in third. By some miracle, I don't know how he has so much money in his PayPal, but it's the bottomless pit right down there. Like, it's crazy, dude. There's so much money in there. It's crazy. Well, the team currently in third is the Portland Timbers, coached by Hutch0322, the famous YouTuber and Overwatch streamer who now goes by the name Gazelle Overwatch. Go look him up, dude. He's going to blow up soon.
All right.
Great. And Hutch is currently 8-4 with a positive 18 differential. He's coming off of two solid wins over Gran and Demaster, and his final game is versus me. That should be a fun game, as if you don't count GSL games, we have a pretty good record versus each other.
I'm like 6-3 against you.
Yeah, it's like even if you don't count GSL. So, and GSL's not a thing, so you always remind me that.
It counts. It counts.
Counts. Okay, I didn't know what I was doing.
I don't think you still know what you're doing.
I sometimes know what I'm doing.
Like 40% of the time.
And didn't I beat you last year in the ASL?
Nope.
With your Rock Week team?
Nope. My Rock Week team was in Season 3.
Rock Week. What did you have last year?
I had the Megalophony Hydreigon. Where you disrespected Doug Trio when I picked it up and then I beat you with it.
Oh, Doug Trio straight just massacred me, dude. I got molested by that Doug Trio. That was
I
bad.
brought it specifically. I didn't care about the matchup. I was bringing it and I was killing everything with it.
Oh,
You don't
that
disrespect my
thing.
boy.
No, dude, I respect Doug Trio level now. That thing was so good. I got blown back. Playoffs, and he's pretty much in the same scenario where he can pick what he wants to do. But if he wants to try for that first round bye, he needs EN to lose, and then um, you need to then beat him a differential. It's like pretty much the same thing as Ian
It is the exact same thing because we have mirror records and mirror differential.
Yeah, so it's the same thing in that case. So it's doable, but again, it's unlikely with the way Ian's been playing. His last game he dropped was just a fantastic game.
That was
So I don't
honestly
think you
fire.
can that a loss for a coach, just a game he didn't win. That was just such a well played game by both coaches. So honestly, I don't think Ian loses. So it's gonna be interesting to see how you handle your game. But again, you can choose what you want to do. And I know you've given your matchups a lot of thought. I bet you know what you're gonna do.
Alright, so yeah, I got myself here, and if you guys are wondering why I'm ahead of Ian, although we have mirror records and differential, it's because I have the head-to-head tiebreaker against Ian, as I beat him in like week 5 or 6 or whenever the hell it was. But yeah, anyways, got myself here, wrapped up a playoff spot, and pretty much the exact same thing for Ian. I haven't been as hot as Ian, winning-wise. I think Ian is the hottest team in the ASL right now, and I think he's probably, in my opinion, one of the favorites to win the playoffs. And I'm saying that, and I'm in the playoffs, so that should be a testament to how well I think he's gonna do. But yeah, pretty simple. We already talked about basically all the scenarios for Ian, which stand true for me as well.
Yep.
So let's just move on.
We have two teams to talk about. The two teams currently slotted in the first round bye spots right now. The first team is the Aussie Kangaskons, coached by excellent name. EN is currently 9-3 with a positive 24 differential. He's 2 games ahead, and he's clinched playoffs for a while. He's coming off of he did not win. It's just a great battle. They rematch in the playoffs. That'd be really, really fun to see, and that'd maybe be the best match of the playoffs up until some of the later games. But spot as well. Be very nice in your games against Malone. Again, I don't think you drop it, but you never know. Malone has a knack for beating some good teams, and he's a very solid roster, so that should be a fun game to watch. Again, you're in control now of your own destiny. Ian, and you are still my favorite to win it all.
So, like we were talking about earlier, when we were talking about, who were we talking about? I forget who we were talking about.
Always me.
I think it was Milan, but anyways. So, Ian has clinched the playoffs, and he can clinch a bye very easily. He will clinch a bye if he gets a win over Malone, or if Ian or myself lose in any way, shape, or form, or if Ian is able to beat us out in differential. Now, the only scenario possible where Ian can get the first overall seed is he has to 6-0 Malone, and Gran needs to 6-0 Milan. So those are the two ways that he can do it. It's possible, so I put it on there. It's extremely unlikely, but it's a possibility. But he's pretty much got this first round bye locked up. Because, I imagine if he loses to Malone, it won't be by a big margin. So, Ian and myself would have to win in big margins. Which, Ian's playing a good opponent. And, I might get it. You're known to lose a lot of differential. So, there's a chance there.
I haven't won in almost 2 months, dude.
So, yeah. If Ian just wins against Malone, it's pretty much going to be the highest seed he's going to get. He's pretty likely to get the second overall seed. And like you said, you can't even be mad about the TCP loss. He did miss a focus blast onto the Zygarde
Missed. You gotta expect it to miss. Focus miss always misses.
I mean, you can't run Focus Blast expecting everything to hit. So maybe you used up all your landed moves in your game against me. So
Next up, the team currently in first, the Kling Klang United, coached by Gran. Gran is currently 10-2 with a positive 35 differential. Thank you for fixing that. You're dumb. He's 3 games ahead, and he's clinched a bye. Like you said, his clinch scenario is anything other than a 6-0 loss. From EN's favor, that isn't the 6-0. Gran is coming off of a nice win over Cam, and his final game is versus Milan in what should be a very fun game to watch. I expect it to be a close game. I won't favor either coach. I haven't seen the matchup, and they're both pretty similar in skill level. But that should be a very fun game to watch, and it should be a very good battle for Milan or Gran, high caliber opponent to take on before the playoffs. Get into that postseason form, and maybe ready for the playoffs, as he's going to get that first round bye, and that should be very nice in this loaded playoffs race.
Yeah, if Gran is really concerned about EN 6-0ing and then Gran getting 6-0'd, he might as well just bring Explosion and everything, but it's really not necessary. Gran's pretty much got this #1 overall seed locked up. The next match against Milan doesn't matter for either of them except for seeding in consolation bracket for Milan, so maybe Milan tries in that sense. But yeah, Gran is going to get the #1 overall seed, and he's going to get to just sit back and watch the 4th and 5th seed play. EN will likely get to do the same for the 3rd and 6th seed. So yeah, we'll see how that all turns out. And let's go ahead and look up the playoff picture as you go ahead and take us out, Susie.
As you guys can see from the playoff picture, it should be a very exciting final week, and we will be back here again next week for the final playoff implication video. I know, I'm sorry you guys are all so sad, but our contract is expiring for this season, and we may not be getting paid all the money we were promised, right, Hutch?
Yes, for sure, because we get paid for this.
I get paid for this, so if we don't get our TV deal, it may become dry for a while. So I'm sorry, but this may be our second last video in quite a while, except for Hutch, because Hutch is the YouTube slave. But I know my comedic stylings are pretty spectacular, so I'll bring him in full throttle next week, along with my sidekick and his knowledge. As next week we'll break into the playoff picture and give everyone a playoff preview. So it should be a little bit different, a little bit of a different style of episode. It should be very fun. And Hutch, what possibility of doing this during the playoffs, like with the playoff teams?
Playoff implications during the playoffs? Does that kind of defeat the point?
It's like, it's just not the weekly recap, but it's like us analyzing all the matchups and all that shit.
That's like Pick'em Crew and weekly recap infused.
Exactly, it's perfect.
No, that's unnecessary. Dude, this has already been the 48-minute video. I don't think we need to give that out every week.
This video, you know what we'd have right now?
Alright, let's wrap this up.
Anyways, thanks for coming here. You guys, welcome to your tapes, those who beat me. You all have a very wonderful day whenever this is posted, and peace.
See you guys.